Hello, Monster Kids. I'm just doing another off-the-cuff commentary today, no essay. First of all, I wanted to thank everyone who's been watching these videos. I started doing these earlier this year when quarantine began. It's been a very rough year for everyone, but I'm glad I had the chance to try out new things, including doing these drawing videos. Thank you so very much for supporting me in my art. A very special thanks to my Patreon backers who have supported me all these months. For those of you guys who don't know, Patreon backers get to help vote for which monsters appear in these videos. If you want to contribute and you want to be part of the fun, just jump on over to the link that's posted below this video. Every little bit helps, and I'd like to have you around. One more thanks goes to the Rhythm Coffin for letting me use their music for the theme song for these drawing videos. And here we go with The Wolfman. Choosing my favorite monster or monster movie is like pulling teeth. You know, a lot of us hardcore fanboys just can't do it. There's too many options. But The Wolfman, both the monster and the movie, is one of the absolute top contenders. It's a great story, it's a great film. Starting off with the monster himself, I like the Wolfman's design a lot. Other people design werewolves, they usually prefer them to be more animal-like and to actually look like a wolf just walking on 2 feet. And that's totally fine, that's a great design too. But I do like that the Wolfman is humanoid. It has a lot of the emotional attachment to it for the character. So, of course, with the Wolfman, you gotta talk about the man underneath the fur, who is Creighton Tall Chaney, better known to the world as Lon Chaney Jr. I think he's actually my favorite of the classic horror movie actors. And that sounds odd to a lot of people because, you know, a lot of critics have been very, very dismissive of Chaney Jr. Because in terms of, you know, like actual thespian skills and whatnot, no, he wasn't nearly as good as the likes of, you know, Boris Karloff or Vincent Price or Christopher Lee or any of those other guys. And of course, the number one person who Chaney Jr. is always endlessly compared to unfairly is his father, Lon Chaney Sr. And every single time people compare the two of them, of course, poor Chaney Jr. ends up getting slighted. The fact of the matter is, I think people who do nothing but compare Chaney Jr. to other actors are missing a lot of what he brought to the table himself. And the strength to me for the Wolfman and Larry Talbot is the everyman quality that he had. Lon Chaney Jr. feels so much like a guy you could relate to, or even a guy you know in your life. Maybe he's that uncle or that grandpa you know who's always telling the bad jokes and those stories that go nowhere, but you're always happy to see him because he's got this big smile on his face. Maybe he's that buddy of yours in college who drank too much and got into fights, but you knew that he was always happy to see you, and if you were ever having a problem, he would drop everything he was doing and come and help you out. Chaney Jr. had a very troubled life, again, due to the endless comparisons to his father and a lot of personal problems too, but he seemed like a very good guy, and a lot of that good guy quality shines through with Larry Talbot, which is why you connect to him so quickly. I'm sure somebody like, you know, Boris Karloff or Bela Lugosi would have done fine with the role of Larry Talbot, but they wouldn't have had that everyman connection that Chaney Jr. brought to the character and really made him so powerful in the end. When he suffers, you feel for him every step of the way. So to you, Lon Chaney Jr., us monster kids, we keep your memory alive. We are so very grateful for everything you did and for all of the pathos and the heart and soul you put into the role of Larry Talbot and so many other the classic monsters. And rest assured, you're always going to have a great fan base with us. So thank you very much, everyone. That's the last video for 2020, but there are more to come in 2021. I hope to see you monster kids soon, and see you next time. Bye-bye.